Hello and welcome to Let's Play Quake. I'm going to play through each episode in a single recording. I'm going to start with episode 1. I'm going to play this on normal. Reason being is I'm very rusty at this game and I think it'll be more fun to play on at least a skill level that I'm familiar with. Playing this using Quake Spasm, which is a source port, and it adds some high resolution graphics but scales the HUD and generally makes things look a little bit nicer, but still keeps that authentic classic look. I've actually turned a few things off, like the round particles and animation smoothing, which although it does look better, it doesn't look right to me. So I know most of the secrets in this level, but beyond that, not so much, and I'm basically just going to play through. Get what I can, and just enjoy playing. So you'll probably notice that the image quality is slightly better this video. I'm now recording at 1080p and boosted the settings. I thank my friends on Captain Planet's Discord server for talking me through improving the quality, and it's nice to experiment a bit with that, but ultimately it's the games that I'm playing that's interest, I think, not the necessarily the video quality. But I know 1080p is actually seems like a lot to me, but it's probably quite basic to most people now. I don't imagine I'll be recording in 4K anytime soon. Especially since I mostly play old games like this. Although my friend Mail's got some pretty good results upscaling his videos, even older stuff, so a lot of it is trying to get the best results out of the YouTube codec, really. Anyway. This is a Quake stream, none of that nerd talk's required. It's very fitting. This is the familiar level to the demo. Pretty cool how that scrag just comes out of the darkness there. So in case you don't know, the only way to take these zombies out is to actually blow them up. Which is typical id Software hilarity. So something like, you cannot kill what does not live, but you can blast them into chunky kibbles. Something like that in the manual. If you just shoot them, they just fall over and get back up again, which is sometimes all you need to do. Got full ammunition already. I suppose I should save. Especially as I'm not quite as familiar with this one. Yeah, I thought there was something about that wall. That's why I shot at it, but it's not a secret wall, it's just a monster closet. So we've got the yellow key now, the gold key I should say. Went for silver and gold. Oh, there's something about this. Here we go. You don't want that thing smashing into you. Right, here we go. Some more sewers. So that's a zombie that's just been shot and fallen over. You can give them with the shotgun if you're really lucky, or quad damage or something. So they've got a 3D engine in this game, and they sort of decided to have some platforming occasionally, but it's nothing too egregious if I remember correctly. It's not. Just a bit more variety. I'm not actually sure what the quick save button is on this source port, but I'll figure it out. I do know that the quit button is right next to the quick load button, and the quit button doesn't confirm you if you want to quit or not. For some reason they removed that. So for you not to live. So my most recent experience of this game is actually on the N64. They have the cartridge for that, and it's really quite an authentic conversion. It's very little changed in it, as far as I can tell, except they removed the in-level saving. So yeah, that's quite tough, especially when you get right to the end and something blows you up. Uh-oh, we're gonna get squished. Oh no! I remember before this game came out that one of the funniest things about it was that the default weapon was the shotgun. They didn't even have a pistol. That really tickled me as a kid. I was slightly disappointed that the guns didn't have as much ammunition as animation as they did in Quake, in Doom. Can't speak. I think you're getting the gist of what I'm trying to say. Hope you are. Okay, super nail gun. Definitely a good gun, but certainly chews through the ammunition. mean, I could probably be playing this on a harder skill level, but fancying just a bit more of a relaxing experience. And no doubt it will ramp up a bit on the later episodes, so stick to being consistent with the skill. Okay, so that was where we got the breathing apparatus last time. The level design on this game is pretty awesome. I do like the whole castle vibe they've got going on. Definitely feels a little bit... what was that? What's up there, I think? Definitely feels quite atmospheric. Definitely a bit more horror themed than Doom ever really was. Yeah, when you've got Nine Inch Nails doing the soundtrack, you're gonna always win out over MIDI in terms of atmosphere. So the internals of Quake are a lot more built around scripting and stuff like that, so there's quite a few little sequences and button presses and things like that you have to do. Makes things a little bit more interesting than finding the key and opening the door. I know you can do probably more fancy things like that in more modern Doom versions, but in terms of the vanilla game, this is a lot more sophisticated. Here we go, making good progress, although I did recently see a speedrun of the whole game in about 2 hours on Nightmare skill level, so I don't think we'll be setting any awards today, but can't imagine this is going to be much longer than the previous Doom episodes I've recorded. Just get a proper gun out, eh? So these fiends are probably my most feared enemy. Unlike Doom, I don't seem to remember there being anything like a lost soul. The fiends are just genuinely terrifying because they just smash you completely, very easily. Much worse than getting cornered by a load of demons in Doom. Oh, lift's up there already. Need the silver key. Okay. Fair enough. Fine. To attack this castle. At the front door. I always thought it was slightly unfair. So I don't know if you can see that there's nail gun traps there. If you stand in the light, you'll get a headache. I was sort of a bit disappointing that the Knights didn't set those off. So now we have the rocket launcher. The game becomes significantly easier. Slightly overpowered weapon. But it's best not to get too complacent. And you can blow yourself up with it very easily. Ah, get off me. Disaster. It's the first bit of failure for the episode. Probably won't be the last. This is a good example of the fiends getting on top of you. It's a lot harder on the N64 actually, the movement. It's just never going to be as good with a mouse. Died a few times down there. Anyway. Okay, so now we have the silver key that we were looking for. Oh, actually, we don't need to go that way. We can go back out. Not that way, though. This way. And yeah, it's down here. Press the button. Okay, so now we need the gold key. So actually, that was a mistake. Okay. Not quite lost. I did think I'd been up here already, never mind. Yay! It's everyone's favourite, the Shambler. I used to work with a guy who had a papercraft Shambler on his desk. That was pretty cool. As with both Quake models, it was probably about 15 folds. Okay, so now we have the gold key. So one thing to note is that when you use a key in this game, it does actually remove it from your inventory. Although I'm not entirely sure that there's times where I do like that texture set. I don't think there's times where you need to get more than one silver key in this level, but this is the door to Chthon, E1M6. I quite like this level. Mostly the texture set is gorgeous. There's always a risk I'm going to shoot myself in and blow myself up with the rocket launcher, but it's just so much fun to use. So there is falling damage in this game, unlike Doom. Some nice environmental storytelling here. So this thing will kill you, but it's not exactly a great time pressure. Well, that was lucky, because I pressed the button to activate the chain gun. Nail gun, sorry. I didn't have any nails. Well, now I've got some. Right, I've got myself a bit turned around now. Oh yeah, here we go. This was dark before. As you can imagine, falling off into this bit wouldn't be much fun for you. Oh yeah, zombies. I think I only wounded this one. As you can see, they just get up. Yeah. So that's the yellow golden key. I'll get used to it eventually. Oh, yeah, we haven't actually got it yet. See ya. Not entirely sure it's dead, so let's just drop a few rockets. Yeah, it was just chilling in the lava. Whee! Okay, so this is the last level of the first episode, and it's the first boss. What do we do? Oh no! We're not hurting him with the bullets. What does this switch do? Ooh, it zaps. And these switches lower these things down. Apologies, that was quite patronising. We don't have to worry too much about health. This isn't the hardest encounter. It's nice to have an id game with an actual boss in it. They were a bit more abstract in Doom. Okay, he's dead. We can drop down here and get out of the level. Break our leg while we do it. Hooray! So that's the first episode of Quake. I'm looking over at how long I've been recording for. That's not very long at all. So as the corpse of the monstrous entity Chthon sinks back into the lava whence it rose, you grip the rune of earth magic tightly. Now that you have conquered the dimension of the doomed, realm of earth magic, you're ready to complete your task. A rune of magic power lies at the end of each haunted land of Quake. Go forth, seek the totality of the 4 runes, and yeah, so when you've completed it, it balls up the episode, but otherwise you lose all your items and essentially start again. So this is the second episode. I'm going to save here, and I will see you next time in the next episode. Bye!